हेलो।
Hello.
हाँ जी सर, आप यू
Yeah, Anish, I'm fine. Tell me.
कैसा चल रहा है आपका बैंगलोर का ट्रिप?
But ठीक है. Almost nearing the end of it. I'll be leaving for Ahmedabad on 19th and then leaving for Manila on 23rd.
ओके ओके। सर आपका वो मेल वगैरह मिल गया था, सो प्रॉब्ली आई थिंक द टीम इज ऑलरेडी प्रोसेसिंग इट. वंस
Okay.
यू गेट द अमाउंट प्लीज एक्नॉलेज एंड प्रॉब्ली विल स्टॉप फॉलोइंग अप विद देम.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine.
राइट सर. सर आपसे कुछ टाइम लेना था. आई वांटेड टू डिस्कस अ फ्यू ऑफ द थिंग्स.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
सर वी हैव नाउ बीन एसोसिएटेड विद ईच अदर फॉर द पास्ट 7 years नाउ.
That's right. Yeah.
Right sir, what is the best thing you've liked about our association?
Yeah. Honestly, the association has been for a long time, but it's more dormant except for getting connected to you now after the initial thing in Hyderabad. But
Yeah.
what I liked about you was you had a very proactive customer service oriented approach. And therefore, when I had this thing, your name came to my mind the first thing, and I distracted by going through by googling your name and finding the location and again reconnecting. So I mean that's what I mean by having a proactive customer where tracing you even though you were out of touch was very easy. So that's what I liked. And even when I was interacting with you, your approach in terms of the way you would advise and the way you handle the things, I like that very much. Like so, therefore, therefore, when I wanted to again sort this out, your name came to my mind.
Excellent. Anything else, sir?
Besides that, I really haven't interacted much. I'm sure over the last 7 years, you would have yourself developed and grown considerably, as I can see from your website and stuff like that.
Yes, definitely, sir. God has been kind and
So you can tell me as to what are the services. Yeah,
sure.
you can tell me actually what are the services and what are the things you do, and then maybe I can stay connected, and in future, if I have any service requirements from you, I can be in touch.
Sure, I will definitely update you on that, sir. Sir, anything which you've not been very happy about our association?
No, nothing.
Okay. Sir, there is something which, when we met for the first time, which clicked and you bought some investments with us. What was that made you buy from us for the first time, sir?
To be honest, it was your salesmanship.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
Nothing really, because it was a very small amount of insurance, which is a lifetime. It really didn't have too much of this thing, but I mean, because of your salesmanship, and I said, okay, let me buy something and be associated with him, is what actually made me buy it at that time.
Excellent. Sir, how can we make our relationship stronger? What do you think we should do to have our relationship being made stronger?
Well, I mean, this discussion, the fact that you said, you would like to talk to me and see how we can work together is where I see that you are a specialized financial planner, and
Exactly.
of course I have done my own, and I strongly still keep believing in having my own beliefs on how to go about managing my own finances, because nobody knows the requirements of my own this thing better than me. But anyway, I mean, based on that, having said that, whenever I have a requirement or something comes up in the future, but as of now, today, like if you see my financial planning and this thing is more or less taken care of, and the portfolio is very clearly divested into two extremes. One is the very high risk extreme, which is all real estate, and the other is the very, very safe, which is the public provident fund and my company provident funds and all, which I have not touched. So I've just hovered on these two extremes. I have not done anything in between. In future, if there is something in between I need to do, and this thing, maybe I would be in touch with you for your advice on what are the options and what can be done.
Perfect. Sir, what changes do you think you'd advise us and our team, which we've interacted in the last few days, to become better? Anything which you have, which you think we should be doing to become better?
Uh, Nothing that comes to my mind straight away.
Okay. Sir, where would you like to see our association 10 years down the line?
It will all depend on how things develop at my end in the next 10 years. Maybe I would like to stay connected with you, and if there is something I'm doing, instead of doing it on my own, I might sound it off you, and then if something can work out, start using your services.
Excellent. Sir, do you think that what we've interacted in terms of the service, is there some area where we can improve on, become better on?
No, Nish, nothing really, because as I said, maybe what? Yeah, if I were to ask, if I were to tell you if what could have been better on, maybe what you could have been better on was having stayed connected right through this thing every year in terms of the policy, how it's going, and giving me an update on what's happening to the bonus, what's exactly the policy status, and once a year update would not have sort of got me into a bit of a mess, which I was, because I was not aware as to when the bonuses had started. I just kept paying the premium, and then suddenly, when I was digging back into all my this thing, I realized that in this there was some bonus which needs to come, and I was not aware whether I was getting. That's when I got in touch, and even Max was not replying very promptly till I actually stopped paying the premium, and I wanted to be sure that what is happening before I in fact sent this thing that I'm going to pull out of this thing, and let me know what it takes to come out of the entire thing. Like, it's only after that Max started sort of responding to my queries and then giving me the information. So had you been in touch and at least once a year tracked what was happening and given me a feedback just to keep me abreast, and that would have been even a better level of service than not being actively involved after the policy was sold.
Okay. We have been in touch, sir. In fact, we send not only once a year, we send our clients updates every month on financial market, on the real estate market, on PMS services, on insurance, on mutual funds and equities, and property buying anywhere in India, Dubai and Australia. Unfortunately, sir, the email address what you had of Supergas is not been working. And we tried.
Supergas email address, I think, was valid till about 3 years back, till I went to Manila.
Exactly.
At that time, I was on the Supergas address, but I don't think I received any regular feedback or updates for quite some time.
These regular feedbacks have started when I started my own company, which is in the year of 2009.
Okay.
So I'm not very sure would that Supergas ID would have been active by now. I can send you some of the sample mails right now which we send to all our clients, and this is how we send mails. I would want that you should probably keep in touch with us. You have now the website address also, and we will also, do you think we should keep sending you mails regularly, or that will, because a lot of clients do prefer, some of the clients do not prefer. They say we'll directly go to the website niche and check out the latest. What would you prefer?
Every month is not required, but as I said, once in 6 months or once in a year, and what happens is if you are sending the mail once in 6 months or something, and I'm in touch, then I know what's your latest contact number, and if my numbers also change, I can also easily, of course, this time also going through the website and finding you wasn't too difficult, but it'll be even easier if we are in touch.
Yeah, our numbers haven't changed, sir. If you had my previous mobile number, it has been the same since I landed in Hyderabad in 2001.
Okay.
So my numbers remain the same. My email address is the same email address, because a lot of my old clients who have now moved out from India to places like the US, Europe, and other places have the same old mobile number and the email address. So I'll have to keep that number intact.
Okay.
So I have the same numbers. Nothing has changed.
You mentioned that you are also into real estate now. for all over India and other places as well.
Yes.
What exactly, when you say you're into real, what exactly do you do in the real estate sector?
Okay, we basically are primarily into real estate development and joint ventures. That basically means if Mr. Santanu has a property of minimum of 1,000 square yards, we construct the property for him and we do a 50-50, 60-60 ratio. That means whatever we construct, his share, if it's 50%, and if the 1,000 square yards, if it's G plus 5 construction is there, it works out to be nearly 25,000 square feet. 12,500 square feet, if you work out 50-50, goes to Mr. Santanu, which he puts it on rent. The balance 12,500 square feet is kept with us for the construction cost, which we sell off to our clients. Or some of our clients who live in Hyderabad or other places who bought properties, they want to put it on lease, they want to sell it off, or they intend to have a JV done, or they want to have a commercial property bought, because we recently have started very actively participating in buying commercial properties with rent. And a lot of our clients have been very keen on it, and they've seen a very good. In fact, in Hyderabad, we have 3 properties. One in Lifestyle, one is In Orbit Mall, if you heard of, and there is one property on Banjara Hills, road number 1, next to Taj Banjara. So we have a lot of these properties where we help our clients buy, sell, lease. If they have some properties, they're not getting the rent on time, we help them get everything in place. So all these things we do. We basically are managing more than 1,400 properties all over Andhra Pradesh and India. We are tied up also with some of
India. I mean, do you handle also like potential sale of flats and stuff like that?
Yes, we do that.
Because I have a property in Ahmedabad.
Okay.
Actually, I am going to Ahmedabad for one of the main reasons was to sell off that flat.
Okay.
However, the last moment, the buyer, there's some problem which has cropped up at the buyer's end, and we may not be able to proceed. So, for the time being, I may just put it up on rent and carry on. But later on, if I want to say sell off or something, then do you have people in Ahmedabad, or do you get into such dealings as well?
Yes, there's one of my partners, Sanjay Rugwani, who stays in Ahmedabad itself, who can help us out on this.
Okay.
If you'd like to work on it, I can send you a checklist, which is like an information gathering sheet, which you can fill it and send it across to us, and we can promote it within our clientele and our prospective buyers. If
and
we can,
in place of that, like subsequently, if I want to also buy a property within which where I have possession within 2 years, and I am looking for a property which would give me a good return on investment. At the same time, it's not a very long-term return on investment. I'm looking for something which would be, if I decide to come back and stay in the next 3 or 4 years, it would fit that purpose. At the same time, if I don't, at least the property has a chance. Do you all also advise on such things? If once I say, okay, I want to do something in this city, then do you also advise on such things?
Definitely we do, sir. We definitely do that.
I will keep that in mind, and whenever I decide on these things, I will come back to you.
Sure. I am also sending you a real estate checklist, which is like an information gathering sheet where you can just fill it across the details of your Ahmedabad property and send it back to us. In case we have something we can work out, or else you can also send me the details of what exactly is your requirement in terms of buying.
Do you also help in terms of putting up properties on rentals and stuff like that?
Rentals we can, but we are not very strong at that. That's not our forte. That's not our strength. Our main strength is joint venture and construction of properties.
See, I also have another property in JP Greens in Classic.
Okay.
Which I think I should be getting possession by end of this year, early next year. The construction, I think they have delayed it. I was supposed to get it by now, but now they said it will take another few months. But I trust that it will be by end of the year or early next year. But I guess after taking that, I would have to still keep it on rent or keep it with me for 3 years, after which then I would like to. So all my properties which are there today, I mean, today are in a stage where, like Ahmedabad, I'm thinking of selling it off and putting it somewhere else, whereas GP is something which I am going to keep for a longer time, and then so down the line we will keep in touch, because this is where possibly I could need your services.
Sure. Sir, what's the email address do you use right now regularly?
The permanent one, you can use my personal one, which is Guha _Shantanu, SANTANU 1965 at yahoo.co.in.
Okay, there's one Guha_Shantanu at Hotmail. Does that still work?
No, not that. Guha_Shantanu 1965 at yahoo.co.in.
Okay, so I'm just sending you an email. At the address Guha_Shantanu 65 at 1965 at yahoo.co.in.
That's right.
So probably you can just read that mail and reply me back on the same email address. And what probably we can do is we can start interacting on that in future also on the same mail.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Or any other feedback which you'd like to give, sir?
That's it, Niyesh. Thanks a lot, and thanks for keeping in touch and taking the initiative to reconnect again.
Sure. I have just sent you that mail. Can you just check your mail address if you've got the email?
Not yet.
Okay.
It might take some time, I guess.
I'm also sending you another mail, sir, which is like an information gathering sheet where basically anything which you like to share or update in terms of the address and all, you can send it to us. And I'm also sending you another.
You have my Guha and Liquigaz email ID already, which in which I was interacting. You can keep that as a CC copy and use the Guha_Shantanu, which is a permanent mail, which will not change even if I change countries or whatever.
Okay. That is S Guha, right?
Yes, Guha at liquigaz.com. GAZ.
Okay, I'm also marking your mail on that. This is an important document which you basically share with all our clients to discuss with your wife. I also wanted to chat with you and review your portfolio because I believe that we can do a lot of things together in terms of real estate and other services also. Can I connect with you and can we continue the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now just for my information, sir, let me just do this. Let me just drop the call and call you back in a minute. Just give me 1 minute.